CCR continues to expand the scope of international human rights law. This work includes targeting paramilitary leaders such as Radovan Karadzic and Manuel Toto Constant, as well as multinational corporations that callously ignore and violate basic tenets of human rights in order to maximize profit.
Joelito Fillartiga, who is the son of Joel Fillartiga, a doctor and a radical opponent of the Stroessner regime in Paraguay, was taken one night from his home and tortured to death.
My brother was killed by Stroessner. He was the one who said, give the order.
Dali Fillartiga discovered, and the family discovered, that the torturer was here in New York.
We called an emergency meeting and we said, listen, folks, this is the case we've been waiting for ever since we discovered the Alien Tort Claims Act at the time of the My Lai massacre during the Vietnam War.
Someone, and we don't remember who it was, had discovered the statute called the Alien Tort Claims Act, enacted in 1789 as part of the First Judiciary Act, that says an alien has a right to sue for tort only in violation of the law of nations.
People said, wait a minute. They said, you're going to sue a Paraguayan in Brooklyn for an act of torture committed in Paraguay, and you're going to do this on behalf of Paraguayan plaintiffs? And Rhonda Copeland and I said, yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Because we can't give refuge to a human rights violator, because your wrongs travel with you wherever you go. This is part of the theory of the case. Your wrongs travel with you, and it doesn't matter if you cross boundaries. You don't get impunity from boundaries.
When I talk about Peter and Rhonda and all of them, my heart gets, I don't know how to express. It's like they saved me. I owe my life to them.
To be perfectly modest about it, I think it's conceivably the most important human rights case of the last 30 years or so, because it is the precursor to what is now referred to as universal jurisdiction, which means that some crimes are so heinous that they should be subject to trial in any country in the world.
In the 1980s, that principle was expanded to include people who had command responsibility. And then in the 1990s, the principle was expanded to allow suits against multinational corporations. If a multinational corporation aids and abets violations of international law such as torture, genocide, war crimes, crimes against humanity, then they also should be held accountable.